Good morning on this October 25th. It is Sunday. It's 10:12 in the morning, and I'm doing an entry I should have did last night. But because of other things, I'm doing the entry now. Excuse me. First thing I want to talk about is I went to the casino yesterday. Didn't know I was going. And at the last second, my mom says, I want to go to the casino, that's it. So I grabbed my little $50 and we drove the whole, I guess it's about a almost 2-hour ride from one end of Connecticut to the other. And it's all along the coastline. Like, where we live in Stanford, we're like 15 minutes from the New York border. But where Foxwoods is, it's like a half hour, 20 minutes from the, I guess, Rhode Island border. So it's like a 2-hour and a half, 2-hour ride along the coastline to get there. Got there and got a nice parking space and saw all the social distancing protocols they had in place. And played one machine. And now with $50, I put $30 in that machine and ended up losing the first 10. And I was on the last 20. I got it down to $6 and then I won like $25. So I got that back. And then I moved on to this cash machine. Kind of winning, kind of losing. But I ended up losing all my money. And my mom gave me extra 20. And I put that in. I lost that too. And we went and said, you know what, this is the last time. So she just took $20 and we put it in. We went back to the first machine that I had won the money on. And we ended up, at one point, from that $20, we was up to $250. And, we kept getting the bonuses, and we kept betting higher and higher. So we was getting the bonuses at max bet. And we ended up cashing out at $200, $100 a piece, which is cool. We didn't stay too long. Like, we couldn't have been there no more than an hour, hour and a half. And then we left, which is good because we'll get in a knack where we'll win money, but we won't leave. And then we'll end up spending that money. Which sucks. But we left, which was cool. And we got to keep the money. And then we went to ShopRite. And I went and got some stuff for the house. Breakfast and things of that nature. And then, I took a nap. Well, went to bed. And I woke up this morning and I had this dream about a best friend of mine when I was younger. And she passed away a couple of years ago from cancer. Didn't know she had cancer though. Didn't know. She was met her after I moved from Bridgeport. This is after I left the East End. She was one of the first people I became friends with after I moved to, when we moved to Stratford. She lived in the same Hearthstone apartments, but she lived more in the interior, and I was on the outside. Our apartment would be the last apartment before the actual, I guess, the projects ends, and then it's just like the duplexes. But she lived like the way the project, like the way it's constructed. There's a street that turns into it, and she lived more closer to the back of the projects where the basketball court was on the interior. There's a center over there. She was one of my prettiest friends, actually. And I love having like pretty girlfriends. She was definitely one of my pretty friends. She had, light skin. She had really long hair. It was really gorgeous. And she had the prettiest green eyes. And I've never seen I've seen green eyes, but when black people have green eyes, it's just, I don't know, it's different. Anyway. Yeah, we were friends all through, I guess, that last part of elementary school and then all through middle school. Those 2 years. And then I guess we lost touch kind of into high school. I guess that first year of high school, we were still friends. And I guess more to my sophomore year. But as I started playing basketball and volleyball and track, I just started being out more and more at the school a lot, away a lot. And then I got that job at Wendy's. But, when we saw each other, it was always cool. But she had ended up going to a technical school. So she was doing her thing. And we kind of, didn't see each other as much. And then we left for school. And then I just never saw her again. I don't even think we kept in touch all these years. And then, 2016, 2015 and 2016 on Facebook, we ran across each other. I was like, oh my God. I just happened to have this picture of us when we first became friends. I think that might have been 6th grade or 7th grade. It was the two of us with Tani. She was another girlfriend we were really good friends with. I don't know, maybe I just got off the school bus. I don't know. But it's this crazy picture of us. I have other pictures of us over the years. Like, wearing Chicago, because she had she had a crush on Michael Jordan, and I had a crush on B.J. Armstrong, and we had this whole thing, When you're young like that, you click according to things like that. Now, the pictures I have of us at her house, in front of her house, at my house. One of them, it was an award show I went to. It might have been a fashion show I was in. And she's in the audience with my mom, and my mom was taking a picture of me coming back to my seat. And when she turned, Amber was right there in front of the camera, and you could just see her eye, her eye opened so wide. And she's almost surprised that the flash came. She's looking at the camera, and then I'm coming toward the camera, but my head is down because I'm trying to see, I'm not stepping on people's feet. Just stuff like that. But anyway, I woke up. Well, let me tell you about the dream now that I'm reminisced. In the dream, we're at an award show. But this is she was got an award or whatever, and I was in the audience cheering her on. And she was coming up the stairs. She looked so pretty, like how I remembered her, but she was grown up like we are now. And it's she saw me, but she didn't see me. And she sat in the row in front of me. She sat down and she turned around and looked. And then that's when I realized, in the dream, I realized that she wasn't with us anymore. And the next thing I know, I was at her parents' house, and they were still grieving it. And her father just happened to be an actor. This guy who used to play on A Different World. He was the sergeant. He was a teacher, but he just happened to be her father in the dream. And I forgot what we were talking about. I know we were talking about her, but for some reason I just can't recall the conversation. And then we was talking about her son, but for some reason I was like, son? I didn't know she had a son. And he brought me into this other room, and there was a picture of him on a wall. And these 3D pictures where you take a picture of somebody, but the picture keeps changing angles. You know what I mean? He was brown skinned, but he had her eyes, and he had long hair. And I woke up. Oh, excuse me. And when I woke up, I was crying. And then I realized that I missed her. And when I was told she died 2 years ago, she's passed away maybe 3 years ago. I couldn't grieve. Being depressed, my feelings are trapped. I can't really respond to anything right away unless it hits me, it physically hits me. And I woke up maybe about a half hour ago, 40 minutes ago, and I was crying, sobbing, tears running down my face. I kept saying her name. I couldn't stop. I was like, maybe that's it, just coming up, trying to get rid of it. So I said, I might as well make a podcast about it, And so, and there it is. Letting go. Amber Patterson. One of my besties from pivotal times in our lives. For the 4 and 5 years, we were like really close. And then we grew apart. And then we found each other on Facebook for a second. And then we grew apart again. And then she passed away. But rest in peace. And I thought I didn't care, but I do care. I loved you a lot. I love you a lot. I still love you. Even though you're not here anymore. Anyway. Coming up on 10 minutes. Letting go of a lot of things in my life. Realizing how more important things are to other people. And just trying my hardest to just let them have it. Especially if they earn it. Especially if you can see the talent bursting forth. No matter the context they earned it in. A lot of people are talented. They just have to grind. A lot grinder than other people. But, grimy or whatever. But they earn certain things and they appreciate it more than others. Oh, Lord, I'm having a yawn attack. Let me make sure everything is okay back here. Okay, so my mom and I ordered these mini washing machines. Now, mind you, we have a washer and dryer in the apartment. But there's these itty bitty washing machines they're not small, but we're going to put them in our bathrooms. Because there's certain things that need to be clean all the time. Like, I hate having, worn underwear and bras and stuff in the hamper while I wait to use a washing machine. So that's what it's for, to wash our washcloths every day. And so we don't have used underwear and hampers, clean our towels every day and socks and stuff like that. Stuff that, when you come into a woman's bathroom, it should always smell like, clean, and you should never say, oh, dirty clothes in the hamper. What? Nah. So those things are coming in a couple of days. By Halloween, it should be here, or at least Mischief Night. I have another best friend I had all through high school. I'll have to say that the end part of middle school and all through high school, I was best friends with her name was Keisha. And we grew apart after we graduated high school. She went down to Georgia, like Clark, Atlanta, the whole HBCU experience. And I was in Westchester at the College of Westchester. We kind of grew apart. I really spoke to her again. But her birthday is coming up. I think it's either Halloween or October or Mischief Night. She's like a Halloween baby. And if I ever speak to her again, I wish her a happy birthday. But for some reason, I don't think I'm ever going to speak to her again. It just seems like she grew. Like, once she got down there, she was just, out that door, out that HBCU door. You just get engrossed in that culture, and you just got a whole new fan base. Yeah. And I got home, and last night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, this couple was arguing in the parking lot. And I don't mean like a subtle argument, like it woke me out of my sleep. They were so loud. That's happened before, but it's been some years though. Yeah, best friends from Stratford. After leaving the East End, after leaving that East End, that whole group of friends, and then you come into the second group of friends. Let's see, it was Keisha, of course, there's Amber, and there's Kaisha. I met Kaisha. She actually lived the closest to me. Like, if I went out my door and took a right, I could look behind, like, these houses, and I could just walk right to her house. And Kaisha was, like, one of my besties from, on and off from elementary into high school. On and off the whole entire time. I think I spent more time with her than, I guess it was more of an equal time. But between Keisha, Amber, and Kaisha, that was it. I didn't think I had any more friends in Stratford. Well, I had